I'd like to continue with our Lenten reflection. And in doing so, I'd like to start off with a little bit about the very first reflection that I did. Typically, when I do these things, I don't have a script, and I don't go back and watch them all. I think I must have watched it a little bit, but I didn't realize that I had the different takes in there. It was unintentional, but that's okay. I think some people found it entertaining. For me, though, in knowing what it is that I did and what it is that I forgot, it is a reminder to me, as happens a lot, that I'm not perfect yet. That I still make mistakes. I still do things. I do things wrong. I still need to have a take 2 or a take 3 sometimes, even though I forget to edit it. We're weak people, and there are things that we don't do as well as we thought we did. That first reflection is really just such a small example of it, because I do other things wrong. I'm a sinner like other people, and it's a reality that all of us have to face. And the reason that I bring that up is because in today's readings, on the daily readings, and again, if you go to the USCCB website and just look at the readings, the constant theme is, why do we fast? Why do we fast? And on a day like today, Friday, where we're called to abstain from meat, things like that really begin to matter to us. Well, why do I have to do it? What's the value of this? There's a lot of different reasons, I think, and even things looking back at the origination of why we abstain from meat and, why we eat fish. But I think one of the reasons for fasting, at least for me, if you think about it, it's our way of reminding ourselves who we are. Because when we fast, unless you really like fish, fish is okay, but when we give something up, we feel it. When we give something up, we begin to miss it. And so we begin to learn ourselves and learn our attachments. When we fast, it does something to us on the inside. One of the things that I think it does is it prepares us to be sorry for what we've done. It reminds us that we're human. It reminds us that being hungry isn't the worst thing in the world. It reminds us that giving up steak or any other kind of meat on Friday is not the end of the world. It prepares us, I think, for being able to approach our Lord. And not just for any reason, but because of our own faults. Because we have offended him. In a way, when we do this, it's a healthy way of us being sorry for what we've done. And it's only part of the step of being sorry. We know the other step is going to confession. But this prepares us. It humbles us. It brings us to the level that we should be at. When I think about being sorry, when I've had to apologize to other people, what it ends up doing is that I have to actually go through what it is that I'm going to apologize for. I have to go through these things. I have to humiliate myself to be able to go to that person and say, you know what, I was wrong. You know what, I hurt you, and I am sorry. There is a part of myself that I have to lower in order to do that. Well, if you think about it, that's what we do when we approach God. We lower ourselves. We say, Lord, I have sinned against you. I have offended you by what I have done or what I have chosen not to do. And I am sorry. So our way of fasting, in a way, is for us to grow in humility, to realize that we're human, to realize that we're not perfect, rather than growing in pride. Because if you've ever received an apology from a prideful person, it kind of stinks. Because the prideful person comes in to apologize and says, well, I'm sorry if I did anything to you. Kind of like it's our problem that we've been offended. We don't want to be prideful apologizers. We want to be humble apologizers. We want to really approach God in the way that a normal person would approach you or me if they were apologizing to us or we apologizing to them. And why do we do this? Why are we sorry? We are sorry to God whenever we've offended him because we remember what we're called to. We are called to be sinless, which means we are called to be holy. We are called to a life of holiness. And since we can't do it by ourselves, we need God's intervention. We need his assistance. We need him to help us. And if we're going to be on that same page, if we're going to maintain that relationship that we are in with him, we need to tell him that we're sorry for the times that we have not always lived up to the calling of being his children, of being people who follow him. Until tomorrow, continue to have a blessed Lent.